Well, hello. Welcome to another episode of Random Thoughts by EJBJ. Today, I'd like to talk about the Jonathan Majors trial. Unfortunately, it looks like Jonathan Majors has indeed been found guilty of one count of harassment and one count of assault in the second degree. It also looks like he was not found guilty of intentional or aggravated harassment. And I think it's a first degree or second degree aggravated assault. So it looks like the jury found that uh, he was reckless with the way he putting, his ex girlfriend back into the vehicle, and also way. So basically, they found him guilty of uh, two things, and also harassment because of the way he picked her up and put her back in the vehicle. I will say this. Um, I find it interesting that um, that this was made to be such a public spectacle, considering most of these charges, if not all, were misdemeanor. Um, it also appears that a lot of this was, um, I'm not going to say premeditated, but it appears that there was some bias, at least on law enforcement side. I'm not going to go as far as saying that uh, the judge or the prosecutor was prejudiced, but they definitely were aggressive in the manner that they handled a first time offender uh, and this misdemeanor assault charge, especially when the alleged victim didn't want to participate in the case, and clearly she also played a part in the altercation where she assaulted him, chased him, scratched him, and and we really don't know where her injuries happened. Did they happen in the club when she was hanging out with strangers? Did it happen in the time period from when she left the club and went home, and when she was on the phone with one of her friends from the UK? I mean, this was hours. Jonathan Majors wasn't even in the apartment. So how do we know that she didn't hurt herself? By accident. Like even when the police got there, she was like, "How did this happen to me? What happened?" She didn't even know. I think you know it was a lot of damning information, especially with the recording of some of the things that Jonathan Majors was saying to his ex girlfriend. But my question is, why was she recording him? Um, you know, for someone who says that they didn't fear for their life, and that they weren't that they felt like that this person was, yes, he had anger issues, but she still wanted to be with him. It feels to me like she was like basically planning to use either these recordings or pictures to either make him guilty or to threaten him later on. And man, listen, I don't agree with some of Jonathan Major's behavior, especially the way he addressed her, and also him throwing stuff at her. But at the end of the day, do I think it met the criteria of a criminal uh, case or criminal assault case where I've seen cases where there were 10 times worse than this and no charges were filed or charges were dropped because of the circumstantial or lack of evidence. I don't know. I just find this to be very questionable. And I'm curious to see whether or not his attorneys will pursue an appeal. But then again, like, what good will it do? Like, this it has done harm to him. Not only him, it's done harm to his ex girlfriend, fiance Jabari. 9 times out of 10, Marvel, Disney is not going to want to work with either one of them probably ever again. So the whole toxic relationships, the you know going out late, coming home drunk with friends, and you have business associates and things that you need to do for a major corporation. Man, you know what? I hope they both learn their lesson that you got to keep it together. You have to do things in a manner that will not bring negative attention upon yourself because you not only represent yourself, you represent a big company, a big franchise. I'm hoping that both of them gets an opportunity to redeem themselves from this because it's a pretty bad situation. It could have been a lot worse. Luckily, nobody was, hurt really bad as far as physically. I hope they both get the mental health that they need. Both of them, threatened on multiple occasions to, do harm to themselves. And, it's just a sad thing. I think they both probably need some form of therapy if they haven't already done that for themselves. And hopefully, they'll have advocates in their corner that can help them, come back from this and be more successful in their personal lives as well as their, business endeavors going forward. So that's all I have for now. And this is Random Thoughts by EJBJ. Well, all right.